What's up, guys? Brandon here, and I am back with another action figure review. Today we're taking a look at Wave 2 of the Avengers Endgame Titan Heroes. Super awesome stuff. I found these guys at Target for 10 bucks a piece. Bailey and the Target Tech team actually helped me find these, so a big shout out to them. They gave me some stuff, some papers, so I'm totally not soliciting to you. Maybe I am. Anyways, feel free to pause it and check this stuff out if you want. Apparently they got great deals on phones, on internet, really cool stuff. And if you're looking for new Avengers figures, call Electronics at Target. I'll give you the UPC in this video, that way you can call Target and find these figures. Really awesome stuff. Jumping right into it, we're going to take a look first at Star-Lord, a very cool looking figure. If you didn't get the one from last year, you definitely want this one. Star-Lord looks awesome with some great box art. To me, this is the same figure from last year with a new sculpted arm for that plug-and-play feature. Very cool stuff. Very awesome. I really do like this packaging, you guys. For Star-Lord, here is his bio. And if we take a look down here, the other figures in the wave, Spider-Man I've already reviewed, and Rocket and Valkyrie we have here. And here is the UPC. That'll be very helpful. Same thing as before, it is plug and play with these toys. Taking a look next at Valkyrie, she's definitely the one that I wanted the most, and I think she actually kind of does look like Tessa Thompson. Very cool stuff. Very happy to have this figure. Some really nice box art on the side. Very cool stuff. Taking a look at the back, there's her bio. Very cool. And her UPC. Probably the most important UPC. Like I said, this was the most important figure for me out of this wave. Very cool stuff. Very happy to have her. She does come with a sword. Super excited for that. Taking a look next at Rocket. A very cool looking figure. I think this is just like that little one that we got in that 2-pack with Thor. The 5-inch Thor and the 2.5-inch Rocket. I think they just kind of, I guess, scaled this one up to 12 inches. Or 12-inch scale. This guy's probably like 6 inches tall. But very cool stuff. Very happy to have him. And he's a little bit different. He does have plug and play. But it doesn't, I think it plugs into his gun, I think. So we'll see. But hopefully it'll be cool stuff nonetheless. Here is Rocket's UPC. Kind of tricky with some tape over it. There you go. Very cool stuff. Alright, you guys, we're going to get these figures out of the packaging and take a closer look. Stay tuned. Alright, you guys, we got these figures out of the packaging and they look awesome. Taking a look first at Star-Lord, he looks awesome. Very bright and vibrant colors. Unfortunately, mine does have a little bit of excess paint here. Some red from his eye is on the mask. So, fortunately for me, I still got my other one from last year, so I'm not too bummed myself. But definitely take a good look when you're in the store. Here is the device, his time device, or the plug and play in the arm, or whatever you want to call it. It's got the Avengers logo here, and it looks pretty cool. I gotta say, I really do like it. It blends in very nicely, especially for a character like Star-Lord. This kind of looks natural, like he's got some brand new space tech gear or something on him. Other than that, he's a very nice looking figure. Very nice sculpt. Pretty much the exact same thing that we got last year. The only difference in sculpt work is the arm. But yes, a very cool figure. I really like the detail, especially here. It's all textured, which is really cool. And he's a very nice looking figure. One thing that I wish we would have had a little bit different this time around, his hands. The trigger finger is still attached to the other fingers. So you'll see when he holds his gun, it just doesn't look quite right. But it is a softer plastic, which is a little bit easier compared to the previous figure that we got with Infinity War. So overall, a very cool figure. For Star-Lord's articulation, movement in the head, side to side, on a ball joint so he can look up and down pretty good. His arms come out, forward, back. There is a bend at the wrist. On the other side, it is hindered. Doesn't go full 360 because of this. No waist articulation. He's got movement in his legs that come forward, out, and they don't really go back. And that's about it for articulation. A very cool Star-Lord. I do have Cap's trusty shield. We can plug that in here. And that's about it. He is not too top heavy, so he can stand just perfectly fine with the shield on or with any of those arm devices on. He also does come with a couple blasters. They are just a solid plastic. The Star-Lord that we got last year, his blasters did have a little bit more paint on them. For example, here is one from last year. You can see that there's definitely silver paint all over this guy. There you go, if it'll focus in there. We got some silver paint on the one from last year compared to this year's, which is just all gray. But I guess that's to be expected with a $10 toy. So they're going to skip out on some of the paint where they can. And then does this fit in his hand? Like I said, it's a softer plastic, so it'll fit in his hand easier. But again, that trigger finger is just not lining up right for this gun. And so when you do this, and I'm doing my best here for you guys, but that gun is never going to be centered. It's always going to look kind of crooked like that, which doesn't look right. In order for you to accurately do this, yeah, there's really no good way to do this. But he does come with 2 of these guns, so I guess that's cool. When they did the $10 Captain America last year, he only came with 1 of the Wakanda shields and not 2. So it is pretty cool that at least they gave us 2 guns for Star-Lord. And for a kid, a $10 Star-Lord that comes with 2 guns that's 12 inches tall, I think that's pretty cool stuff. A very cool figure and one that I am very happy to have. Taking a look next at Valkyrie, she looks awesome, you guys. The camera does not even do it justice. This sculpt is fantastic. To me, she definitely looks like Tessa Thompson, which I really, really do like a lot. The gold is fantastic. The white is phenomenal. All of the sculpt work is amazing. You can see the detail. You can see like the texture. It's just such a cool figure, you guys. I can't believe this is a $10 figure. Even her hair is awesome. Such a cool looking figure. Definitely one that you want to pick up. There was only one of her in the case. Actually, with all of these guys, there was only one per case. Taking a look at the time device. So my point being, you definitely want to be on top of this. Call Target. I got these guys as soon as they got off the freight. Definitely a cool figure, but yeah. So there's only one of her. There's going to be one of Rocket, one of Star-Lord, one of Spider-Man. Although Spider-Man you can find at Walmart pretty easily. And then there's double of everybody else. Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, and Black Panther. So definitely call up Target, call Electronics, find this figure because she's awesome. She's only $10 and she's absolutely worth every penny. A very, very cool looking action figure. Hasbro has done an amazing job and I'm very happy to have her. Taking a look at Valkyrie's articulation, moving in her head side to side, not hindered by her hair at all, which is pretty awesome. Very cool stuff. She's got movement in her shoulders. They come out, forward, back. Pretty good. There's no wrist articulation. I think that's because the sculpt is just very small here and they didn't want to, have the chance of those breaking, especially for little kids. Her legs come out, they come forward, and they do not go back. But a very cool figure. Seriously, you guys. One that I am super stoked to have. She comes with a sword, a really cool, nice one. It's got this nice, bright, glossy blue, which is pretty cool if it'll focus in there. Oh, man, such a cool sword. Such a cool figure. For $10 to get this kind of paint, this kind of sculpt, and it's all brand new, 100% brand new. Super awesome stuff. Does this fit in her hand? I believe so. It's a tight fit. I don't want to break the end of the sword. Let's see. Does it fit in her hand? Again, really not soft plastic at all. Not like Star-Lord. Wow, I am having a very tough time here, you guys. But, yeah. So, it looks like her fingers don't want to bend in order for this to really fit in her hand. The way I've got it right now is just kind of like stuck there between her thumb and her fingers, but it's not really. It's pretty much like a Star-Lord problem with the gun. Let's see if the other hand is any easier to use for this sword. It doesn't look like it. You got. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. All right. So the arm that has the time device, use that hand, and that'll work just fine. Man, what a sick looking figure. I gotta say, you guys, she looks awesome. Very, very cool. Very happy to have Valkyrie. And then her time device.
Valkyrie, ready for battle. Here we go. You don't stand a chance. Valkyrie, ready for battle.
Very cool stuff. Very happy to have Valkyrie. Oh, she might be a little too heavy with the arm thing. Yikes. Yes, you guys, unfortunately, it looks like she's the only one so far that is just she can't stand on her own. Nope, she can't stand on her own. So you got to remove that in order for her to stand up. So be careful with that, especially if you're putting her on the shelf. But a very cool action figure for $10. I don't think it gets better than this. Taking a look at Rocket Raccoon, he looks phenomenal, you guys. I really like his sculpt work. I like that his brown eyes are painted. I like his Avengers symbol. The red really pops out. It's definitely a nice contrast between the blue and the gray. Very, very cool stuff. Or black and gray. I think I'm going to go with black and gray on this one. Definitely looks black to me. But a very cool figure. You know, the more I think about it, this figure is probably the first new Rocket Raccoon that we've gotten since the first Guardians movie. When they did the second Guardians, it was the same 12-inch figure, just painted differently. So I think this is the first one that's actually a brand new sculpt. And I gotta say, I really do like it a lot. Very cool stuff. If we take a look at his backside, we can see the plug and play on his upper back, which is pretty cool. Very nice that they included that. Even though it's not on his arm. Of course, his arms are sculpted way too small for that. The tail was detached. I attached it in the box. It's nice. Gives him a little extra articulation. And it's also nice to help him balance. So a very, very cool looking figure. One that I am extremely happy about. And he does round out our Avengers very nicely. So for articulation, he's got movement in his head, side to side. He can look up and down just a little bit. Not a heck of a whole lot. His arms come out. They come forward. It's pretty much a full 360 around the shoulder. They just come out and forward. But that's about it. I tell you that on purpose with an emphasis on this because his arms are totally stuck like this. And that's probably the biggest downfall about this guy. No wrist articulation, no elbow joints, no nothing. It's going to make it tough for him to hold his gun. His legs come out. They come forward, and they don't go back. And then, of course, he does have a full 360 in the tail. And that's about it for our articulation with our Rocket Raccoon. A very, very cool looking figure. Taking a look at Rocket's gun, this actually looks pretty sweet, you guys. This is just a way bigger version of the last year's gun that we got. And then this year's with the 2-pack with that 2.5-inch Rocket Raccoon. On the reverse side, there's totally plug-and-play action, which is really, really cool. Unfortunately, it's all one solid color, but the intricacy and the detail in this gun is phenomenal, and it looks very, very cool, you guys. Super awesome stuff. And then, can Rocket Raccoon hold this gun? We'll see. His hands are made of a softer plastic. So we can put, I'm going to guess one here and the other here. And yeah, it looks like he can hold that gun pretty good. It looks pretty awesome. And then for the plug and play feature, does it fit with the gun? No, not really. I think he's got kind of a tough time holding it. Let's try on his back. Maybe that'll be a bit better. Maybe flip it. Here we go.
Don't call me a raccoon. Rocket here. What needs blowing up?
Very cool stuff. And it looks like that's about it for Rocket's phrases. Can he stand up on his own with it? Yeah, but his tail's helping him. Uh, I don't know, you guys. I think for the importance of rounding out your Avengers, he's a really, really cool figure. But the gun and then the thing on his back, not really working out so well for this guy. His sculpt work is great, so it's definitely a balance. If you're a Guardians fan, then this figure is absolutely for you. If you're trying to collect all the Avengers, then this is definitely one you want to have. If you're a kid trying to have an awesome time, this figure is not going to do what you want him to do. But all in all, cool stuff. Very happy to have Rocket. For a size comparison, we got some pretty interesting stuff here. First, Star-Lord from this year and last year. To me, there's a little difference in height. Somehow our new one is a little bit taller. Not sure how, but they are pretty much the exact same sculpt, both with the same problem with the guns. Just the only difference is the arm, and that's about it. For our Rocket Raccoon figures, we got the first Rocket Raccoon with our newest one. They look pretty cool. And then here is the 2.5-inch Rocket from the basic figures line next to the Titan Hero. I think they are different sculpts, you guys, or maybe reused tooling in some areas and then not in others, not sure. And then the guns are very, very similar. But yes, very interesting stuff indeed, and very happy to have these new figures. They fit in great if you got other Guardians figures. Fantastic stuff. And for another size comparison, here's Valkyrie next to a couple of Hulks and Thors, and they look awesome. Hulk's always going to be out of scale. I've come to accept that with this line, and the regular basic figures. But still, they look awesome next to each other. Very cool stuff. If you're a fan of Thor Ragnarok, this is absolutely for you. Valkyrie is a $10 action figure. Brand new sculpt, amazing paintwork, and she's absolutely worth it. Very cool stuff. Alright, you guys, that about does it for this action figure review. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, we got Valkyrie, Star-Lord, and Rocket Raccoon. $10 each at Target, and they are absolutely worth it, especially Valkyrie. I can't express that enough. Such a fantastic action figure. Let me know what you think about these in the comments below, and if you're going to pick up any of these. Let me know if you're finding them in your local area at Walmart or Target, or if you happen to see them. I mean, even at the grocery store, some people are finding these. Walgreens, Vons, who knows. Super awesome stuff. Avengers Endgame is sweeping the nation, taking it by storm, taking the world by storm. And these 12-inch figures are super awesome stuff. Hasbro is doing a fantastic job with these figures. Very, very cool stuff. You guys, the likes, comments, shares, and subscriptions, you guys are just killing it. Thank you so much. As I bring new content to my channel, I am more than happy to share it with you guys. Thank you. I know we got a Mysterio figure lurking out there somewhere for Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm going to try and find that one. And let me know what else you'd like me to review in the comments below. Once again, I'm Brandon, and thanks for watching.